Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 192 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are taking a look at the characters that make video games special. So I want to go through 25 of my most memorable favorite characters in gaming as of this time frame. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be old video game characters, newer video game characters, it doesn't matter, video game characters. So that's what we're doing today. But before we dive into that conversation, I want to hear about y'all's favorite video game characters. Who is your favorite character in whichever video game? It doesn't matter. Who's the one that comes into your mind first when you think of memorable all-time characters in video games? Hit me up with those suggestions. But before we get into the video game character talk, let me discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to over the last whatever amount of time. What movies have you seen lately? Are you diving into any awesome TV shows? And of course, what video games are you playing right now? It's getting nicer out, so do you play more or less video games when it gets nicer out? I mean, admittedly, I do play a little bit less games in the summertime. I like to get some sunlight while I can, but let me know what video games you're playing, because I am playing a lot of video games and doing a lot of stuff right now. So let's get into it. Let's start off with a movie. We got a movie here, and that movie was Begonia. I believe I'm saying that right. I'm not 100% sure, but whoa, this movie stars Emma Stone, who is probably my favorite actress out there right now. Everything she's in that I've watched, she has been phenomenal, and this was another movie she was in. I'm like, snap, Emma Stone's in it, gotta put that on my list, and it sounded really interesting. Sounded like a really weird, me kind of movie, and I must admit, it was. It was a very strange movie. So the concept is basically these conspiracy theorist brothers or cousins or something like that. They believe that there's this rich CEO lady played by Emma Stone, and they believe full well that she is a full-blown alien. So they want to capture her and do some stuff, and yes, some crazy shit goes on in this movie. I will say it had some awesome twists. Like, I watched this with my wife, who is like the twist queen. She sees everything coming, and she was even like, whoa, a couple of times. So that was big ups for this movie for that. There was some excellent acting in this movie as well. Of course, my girl Emma Stone absolutely crushing it in this movie, but it was the twist. The twists in this movie got me. They really had the music in this movie too really just came off really this dreadful theming where, like, you know, something bad's happening. They had really good music, great acting. It was filmed well, and the story was really interesting. I got sucked into it. It's a little goofy. It's a little bit of everything. It's got some thriller. It's got mystery. It's got a little bit of horror in there. It's got a little comedy. It's got a little bit of everything. Almost even a little buddy, I'm not gonna say buddy cop movie, but there's like buddies. It's good. I forget where it was streaming, so you're going to have to look that one up. My apologies. But Begonia, I'm hitting with an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really cool movie. I liked the ending. Wasn't sure if I was like, okay, is that where we're going? And it went to a direction that I was really happy with in the ending. So I like the movie through and through. Good, solid watch. It's about 2 hours long, the general runtime for a movie nowadays. But yeah, it was worth it. I think it was worth the 2 hours. So yeah, 8.5 for Begonia. Really good movie. And let's talk WrestleMania. So WrestleMania just went down. I just watched it as of me recording it, watched night 2 last night. And yeah, so I didn't have any hype going into this WrestleMania. My wife and I have actually taken a break from watching wrestling week to week because we've been watching it for years and years and years, and we just got a little burnt out on it. The product itself hasn't been all that appealing for the last little while. So yeah, we just haven't really been keeping up with it. You know, I'll watch a YouTube video every now and again, see what's going on in the news and what they're talking about, who's the champion. But yeah, all I heard going into this WrestleMania is that there is no hype. The build has been terrible, and no one's really excited for this WrestleMania. So, you know, I went in optimistic with that in mind. You know, sometimes when WrestleManias don't have the best build, they still end up being a really good WrestleMania. So I went in pretty optimistic, and I got dropped pretty hard on night one. Night one was not very good at all. the thing that I noticed right off the bat was, well, after the first couple of matches, I was just like, why are these matches all so short? The matches were very short on night one, like, felt like 7 to 9 minutes was like the average runtime for these matches, and we're talking, this is the biggest show of the year, where you're supposed to have the big payoffs and big blow-ups and satisfying endings for these storylines, and yeah, these matches just did not convey that whatsoever, that they did not feel like WrestleMania matches. There was one match that felt like a WrestleMania match, and I guess that's Seth Rollins versus Gunther. That would be my favorite match of night one, and that was the only one that really felt like it had more to it than just a regular weekly Monday Night Raw show. And yeah, they had a no holds barred there. It was fine. Like, I was very excited for it. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. I thought they were gonna tear the house down, just beat the shit out of each other, and it ended up being just a okay, fine brawl. Like, it wasn't anything that we haven't seen before. They weren't pulling out anything unique. It was very run-of-the-mill and abruptly ending. Like, they hit the finisher, you expect them maybe to kick out, and we get another 5 minutes here. Nope, they just hit the finisher, it's over, and moving on to the commercials. And that was a big issue for a lot of people, was the amount of advertising during this WrestleMania. I would call it Advertisalmania, because it felt like there was probably 60% advertising and 40% wrestling, probably even lower than that. I feel like I'm being very generous with that number, but the advertising was egregious. It was streaming on Netflix, so you have the Netflix ads, which were abundant. There was numerous of them, and it wasn't like they were even doing like recaps or kind of giving you the story so far with all this time that they were wasting with advertisement. There wasn't even, like, my wife and I were expecting to have like some video packages, some hype packages. Nope, not doing any of that either. We're just going to throw in some more commercials and more advertising, and it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. So way too much advertising, not enough wrestling. The match, like, it felt like the cards were full enough. There was enough matches on the card. They were just all too short. They gave Gunther and Seth like a decent amount of time. They gave them enough time to make it a good match, but so many of them just fell flat and just did not feel WrestleMania worthy whatsoever. One of the biggest things that happened on night one was Paige return. That was a huge surprise. I did not see that coming, even though apparently it got spoiled before it happened. But that's why I don't follow dirt sheets, because why get everything spoiled for you? What's the point of watching it? Like, I got the experience to be actually surprised when Paige came back, so that was cool, considering they did nothing with her in AEW, so I'm happy to see her at least back in the fold. Now, her winning that match, that was a little bit unnecessary, I think. I think the right call would have been Lyra Valkyria and... shit, who's her partner right now? I don't even know, but I think rather a retention or new champions in the form of Lyra Valkyria's team would have been more appropriate, but no, they just go for this is the hot flash in the pan right now. Paige is back, she's hot, so let's throw the title on her with a partner that's not even her partner, so I don't know how that's going to work out long term. That was definitely short-sighted booking in mind right there, so I didn't like the finish of that match, but it was cool that Paige was back. And then, of course, the big announcement for night one was a pregnancy. Oh, wow, okay, Bianca Belair, you're pregnant, congratulations, that's awesome, but yeah, to have that as like supposedly one of the big moments of the night, that's not good, man. Like, yeah, it was a nice announcement, it was sweet and everything, but for that to be like one of the highlights of the night, not a good sign. The main event stunk. Everyone was really upset with the outcome of the main event and the build to this main event, having Pat McAfee shoved in there for no reason. It felt super unnatural, very unnecessary, didn't work at all. I don't feel the need that Randy Orton needs a Pat McAfee in his corner. That was just stupid. I felt like they wasted an opportunity to turn Cody heel and have Orton win the championship for his, 15th or 16th, and they missed out on that. They teased it. It looked like they were going to do it for a second. Orton turns on Pat McAfee. After Pat McAfee, they knock out the ref. Pat McAfee comes down, slow count, near fall, so confused, gets hit with the RKO. Cody doesn't do anything. He doesn't turn heel, and Cody ends up winning, all said and done. So, like, it was just a big what the fuck was going on with that main event. The match sucked. It was boring. I knew it was going to be boring. Anything with Randy Orton in it, it's going to be boring. I like Randy Orton, but man, his matches, fucking snore fest. They are so boring. Watch Triple H versus Randy Orton and try to tell me that you didn't fall asleep, because it's impossible. So boring. Methodical matches. Oh yeah, that's just another word for boring. So that's what you get out of Randy Orton. It sucked. Night one was not good. It did not feel like WrestleMania, aside from some extra fireworks and obviously having 50,000 people on hand. Whoop-de-frickin-do. That's another thing I absolutely hate. Yeah, they got John Cena hosting. And what's his job? Oh, his job is to literally come out, say hello to everybody and then announce the attendance. Like, who cares? Like, what a waste. So, you got John Cena there. First thing he's doing in post-retirement, he's hosting WrestleMania, and that didn't feel special whatsoever. Like, he was a fine host, but why do we even have hosts anyway? They don't do anything. So, night one was a dud. I'd hit it with like a 5 out of 10. Very mediocre, very unworthy of our time. But then night two was much better. Now, the bar was set very, very low, but it was better. They started off in good fashion. Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar. Good. I was nervous that they weren't going to put Oba over in his first WrestleMania match. That would have been a massive mistake. Thankfully, they didn't do it. He literally retired Brock Lesnar. So Lesnar's retired. That was huge. That was kind of an emotional moment. I got a little choked up there, even though I know Brock Lesnar has done some horrible things in his life. But man, he was a hell of an entertainer, hell of a performer. So congratulations to Brock Lesnar in that retirement. My ladder match was a success, even though it was too short. It was not long enough, but the ladder match hit. There was a good enough amount of bumps and big moments in that match. The winner was cool. Well, obviously, the winner actually retained his championship, which was... I saw it coming because they were talking about it so much, but regardless, it doesn't matter. It was semi-predictable, but it went over really good. I thought the ladder match was fantastic. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill was much better than I thought it was going to be. I was actually impressed with Jade's performance there. It was clean. She didn't make any mistakes, any noticeable mistakes from what I saw. It was a clean match. It wasn't anything special. Like, it still didn't really live up to that WrestleMania hype, but it was better than I expected, so I thought it was all right. And then the main event was so much better than night one's main event. It was a good match. They gave them time. There was shenaniganery, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the main event much more so than night one. Enjoyed night two much more so than night one. I hit that with like a 7.5 out of 10. There was actually some good matches, some good moments right there, some Mania-worthy moments. So I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. But let me know, did you watch WrestleMania? What was your favorite match, and what was your least favorite match? And of course, what did you think of WrestleMania? I overall, it was a pretty lackluster Mania. Not going to go down as one of their best. Probably the weakest of the Triple H era so far. I think that's safe to say. But, they can't all be bangers. They can't all be amazing. So I think WWE's in a little bit of a tweener spot right now. If you noticed, there was a lot of debuts on WrestleMania this year. A lot of first-timers showing up here. So WWE's in a little bit of a rebuilding state right now. They're got a lot of new young talent coming in. Some of the older guys are starting to leave now. John Cena's gone. Randy Orton's getting older. CM Punk's getting older. Seth Rollins is getting up there now. Like, Seth Rollins still got a lot of time on him, but, like, he's no spring chicken anymore. So, his best days are probably behind him now, but he's still got a lot in the tank. But this old guard, we're starting to see a little bit of the new guard here. Obafemi, Javon Evans, these guys have some pretty big hype. There's a lot of female wrestlers that really impress me right now, especially Lash Legend. She is fantastic. I really hope that she is going to break through that glass ceiling this year, and she can just really pop off. I think she's fantastic. So, let me know what you thought of WrestleMania. Definitely lackluster. Probably go with like a 6.5 out of 10 for this WrestleMania. I will not be rewatching it anytime soon because it just didn't have the moments. All right. What else am I watching? We got Invincible Season 4. Still plotting away through that. It's really good. My wife and I totally forgot about Squid Game, so we watched Squid Game Season 3. It was fucking awesome. If you are not on Squid Game yet, you got to get on Squid Game. It is probably one of the best, most unique TV shows I have seen in the last decade. It really stands out, especially on Netflix. It is a real standout show. What's the basic concept of this show without spoiling anything too major? Basically, there's these rich assholes that pay a lot of money to see adults play children games for a lot of money, and there's very high stakes. It's a very intense show with a lot of like very intense decision making and just very intense moments. It is chocked full of those moments. It is excellent. It is a Korean show, so it's dubbed. The English dubbing isn't fantastic, but if you can watch it in Korean, that's awesome. Good for you. I can't, but it doesn't bother me. The dub, you could just tell that it's definitely not, it's not the way to watch the show, but it doesn't really take me out all that much. This show is phenomenal. Season 3, another absolutely phenomenal season. I don't know how they keep topping it. Like, the first season was so, like, oh, wow, everything's so new, but they keep managing these new twists, and these moments are just one after the other, these epic moments that you're just like, wow, like, it's amazing. The acting's phenomenal. I just love the storytelling, the theming, it's phenomenal. 9 out of 10 for season 3 of Squid Game. It's on Netflix. Must-watch television. Absolutely must-watch. All right, let's talk video games. So I got Infinite Wealth still on the go right here. We're on chapter 12 or something like that now, so I'm getting closer to the end. It's in sight, so probably another dozen or so hours. I don't know. I have no idea how long these games, they go for a very long time, so I'm not going to promise Infinite Wealth for next week's episode, but it might be. We'll see where it goes. So still playing that. Played and defeated Gears of War Judgment. Freaking awesome. I really enjoyed Judgment. Kind of disappointed I didn't wait for Judgment to get squeezed into the Gears of War 2 and 3 episode. I should have squeezed it in there, but I was impatient and I had enough meat on the bone for an episode. Now I have Judgment, which doesn't deserve its own episode, but I'll talk about it briefly here. It was awesome, man. The campaign was so much fun. I really enjoyed the horde mode, like, survival moments throughout the campaign where you just kind of have to secure this area and defend it. Very, very fun. I thought the campaign was excellent. Absolutely flew by. The only thing I didn't like, there's a couple of things I didn't like about the storytelling. Like, I didn't like the whole testimony thing. Like, okay, here's Baird's testimony. You play a little bit of campaign, then it goes back, and here's his testimony, and then you play, like, you're basically just playing memories. So I didn't really like that presentation of the campaign, but the graphics were amazing. The gameplay was the gameplay. The guns were excellent. Like, there were so many new weapons in Judgment that I had a lot of fun with. I wish some of these weapons showed up earlier in the franchise to really boost up how good the sequels are, but man, the weapons in Judgment were a lot of fun. The campaign was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. That's one of my favorite campaigns that I played, but overall, I think in terms of the Marcus Phoenix 4 games in the 4-game trilogy, it goes Gears 1's my favorite, then Gears 2, Judgment, then 3. So I feel like that's not that uncommon. That's a pretty common ranking, but it's really close between Gears 1 and 2. I think Gears 2 is a really top-notch video game. 3 loses steam a little bit, but it gains it back in the back half of that game. The first half was kind of, then it gets really good. And Judgment was just a blast to play through. Just a really good time. Don't miss out on Judgment. Judgment is maybe not the highest rated game in the series, but it's a spin-off game, and I think spin-off games just don't get the credit that they deserve. The Last of Us, I think it's Left Behind, and Uncharted, Lost Legacy, phenomenal. Miles Morales, phenomenal. Just because it's a spin-off game and it's not a full feature-length game in the franchise doesn't mean that you should skip them. Now, admittedly, I'm guilty of this. Batman Arkham Origin, I believe it is. It's a spin-off of the Arkham games, and yeah, it didn't review as high as the other ones because it was just like, oh, it's just more Batman, but that's not a bad thing. That shouldn't be a negative. So anyway, make sure you check out Judgment if you haven't. You can play it on Game Pass. It's like 7 gigabytes, really small video game, and it's fast to get through. Me and Jesse beat it in one day. Probably 5 hours it took us to get through that campaign. It was delightful. I really, really enjoyed Judgment. All right, now I have an announcement. I purchased a Switch 2. I did it, everybody. I have a Switch 2 now. Purchased it for my birthday. My mother-in-law got me 20% off. I'm not going to tell you how I got it because that's my secret, but I got it 20% off. And, dude, I got a Switch and I bought a couple of video games to go with it. I purchased Pokemon Pokopia. I had to purchase that game. That is essentially the reason why I got a Switch 2 when I got it. It was mainly Pokopia, but a little bit the fact that I feel like the Switch 2 is going to go up in price really soon, so I wanted to get my hands on one before it was too late. Sadly, I didn't get a bundle. I just got a regular Switch 2 with no game with it. Walmart didn't have bundles, so they were just handing out regular Switches, so I would have loved to get my hands on the Mario Kart bundle. There was apparently a Mario Galaxy bundle out there as well. I didn't get that, so picked up Pokemon ZA as well to go with my Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2 version. I haven't started playing that one yet, but I did get into Pokopia, and oh buddy. So probably going to do an episode on Pokopia, because it's just delightful, and it's really gotten its hooks into me. Now, I don't think it's gotten its hooks into me as much as Animal Crossing did when that first came out, but that was such a surprise hit for me that didn't see it coming. But I don't see myself, well, it's hard to say, but I don't think I see myself putting over 600 hours into Pokopia, but I'm definitely going to put some time into this game. It is so cute. It's so charming. I'm smiling all the time playing it. It is so cute. I'm loving it. So playing a lot of Pokopia, taking notes, and probably going to do an episode on that, and maybe tie it in together with my first impressions of the Switch too. So far, so good. Setup was pretty easy, aside from plugging it into my TV, because I'm running out of outlets and stuff like that, with the problems we have these days, but plugging it in was pretty easy. I got all my files switched over. It was super easy. You just put your Switch 1 near the Switch 2 and all your files transfer over. Boom, done, set up, and log into my account, and everything's there all ready for me to go. So it was pick up and play pretty much. And I was really impressed. So far, so good. It's running good. The handheld feels good. It's beautiful looking. The magnetic controller things are really cool. But outside of that, it's just an upgraded Switch, which is exactly what I wanted, so I'm getting exactly what I wanted so far. Way too early to review this console, but so far so good. I'm loving it. Very happy that I bought it. Oh, and I'm playing Mario Kart 8 as well on the Switch 2. It's delightful. And I looked at the GameCube games. Oh, buddy. That was the first thing I did when I got my Switch 2 was download the GameCube library thing, and I was looking at the GameCube games. Oh, buddy, they look fun. There's that Pokemon Colossus or whatever it's called, looks sweet. Pokemon or Mario Strikers. I loved Mario Strikers. I can't wait to play that game again. Yeah, dude. There's F-Zero. I don't know if I definitely won't beat that game, but I'll probably try it. It's hard as hell. Luigi's Mansion, Wind Waker. Wind Waker, dude. That's another big one for me. I've never played Wind Waker before, so that's a must-play for me, so I gotta get in on that, hopefully sooner rather than later. So there we go, everybody. Big week for me. Let me know if you have a Switch out there, Switch 2, how you liking it so far? What game should I get? I got Pokemon so far, so yes, I got a lot of games on my radar. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, probably Metroid 4. I will get that game, just probably wait for a sale on that one. What else is out there that I would really like to get? Maybe Mario Party Jamboree. I kind of waited on that one. But anyway, just give me some recommendations for some good Switch games, Switch 2 games. I know the library is pretty small right now, but let me know what you're playing out there and what do you recommend. All right, so that's everything. Let's talk about some video game characters, y'all. All right, so top 25 favorite, most memorable characters in no particular order. I just kind of threw this list together in order of how they came to my brain. I started with a 10-person list, which turned into 15, which turned into 20, which eventually turned into 25, because I just didn't know how much I'm going to talk about each character, so I felt like 25 should be enough to get through a whole episode, so that's how many I got, 25 right here, and I could have easily done another 25 more, so if I enjoy doing this episode, I'll do 25 more of my favorite characters, because there's so many characters in video games. I'm also trying to limit myself to one character per franchise, so I'm pretty sure I cleaned up the list to make it one character per franchise. There's definitely some big names that I'm missing here, so don't get angry. They could always get mentioned in another list. There's so many characters in video games, y'all. There's just so freaking many. A lot of them I you'll see there's some I'll talk about on this list that I was like, I actually forgot about this one and forgot about this one. There's tons of characters. I don't even have any of the Baldur's Gate 3 characters on this list yet because I need to replay that game and just get more in-depth character development and stuff like that. But these aren't like by any means like the best characters or anything like that. It's just, there's a very personal list, so it is what it do, but yeah, very personal list to me. These are just characters that I enjoy, and so on and so forth. So let's just get started. Let's get into this list and start off with number 25. We got Diddy Kong from Donkey Kong Country or Diddy Kong Racing. I know I kind of struggled putting Diddy on this list because I know Diddy is not the greatest, most popular name out there right now, but we are not talking about the human being Diddy. We are talking about the fictional monkey in the Donkey Kong franchise, Diddy Kong. And I love this guy. His little hat, his little jetpack, and his little freaking guns that he shoots his little peanuts out of is absolutely freaking adorable. And admittedly, growing up, I grew up on the Donkey Kong Country games. Donkey Kong wasn't my favorite character in those games. Nope, it was Diddy. I always preferred to play as Diddy. Even, I think, well, Trixie was pretty awesome too, but I think I always preferred Diddy. Diddy's my favorite. Just controls nice, has a nice cartwheel, good jump, good speed. He's cute. His name is Diddy. I think Diddy is an adorable name. I know it's been ruined, but I just love him. I think he's adorable. I love using him in Mario Kart. I don't use him much in Smash. Wasn't a big Smash Diddy guy, but there's just too many damn characters in Smash now that I can only lock on to so many characters, but I've used him. He's fine. Like, again, like his jetpack is really cool. I like this finishing maneuver. But Diddy Kong, fuck yeah. Up next, we got Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII, or what I'm more familiar with him is Dirge of Cerberus. If anyone remembers that PS2 game, it was a spin-off Final Fantasy VII game, and admittedly not a very good one. I liked it, personally, I enjoyed it. I remember renting it from Blockbuster. It was kind of a third-person action game starring Vincent Valentine, who I think is one of, if not the coolest looking character out of all of them in Final Fantasy VII. I remember going through the booklet back in the day, and when my uncle was playing this game, everyone kind of picked their favorite character, and obviously Cloud was taken right away, and Barrett was taken right away, so I'm like, oh, who am I left with? Well, you got Red 13, you got Case Sith, and then there's this Vincent Valentine guy. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Looks awesome, he's got this sick red cloak, awesome black hair, looks like a freaking vampire. I think he is a vampire. He also turns into this like crazy monstrosity of a beast, and yeah, his personality is a little lame, like he's very kind of a bummer drummer of a person, but I think he just looks so damn cool, and I enjoyed that Dirge of Cerberus video game, even though I know it's not a very good game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool, and I think Vincent Valentine, though he's not even like the best character in Final Fantasy VII to use or anything like that, I just think he's just so damn cool. I had to put him on this list. I was thinking of Final Fantasy VII, and of course you got Cloud. I thought about putting Barrett on here because I really enjoy the character of Barrett in the remakes. He's just a badass, he swears, he's cool, but no, it's Vincent Valentine. That's my homie, so that's who I picked. Now we got this is a very personal pick, but I got Fred from Lunacy. If anyone knows what game I'm talking about, a special shout out to you. If you know what Lunacy is, you're amazing. You're an incredible human being in my books. So Lunacy is a Sega Saturn video game. Very unique, very strange. Never really played a game anything quite like it, but it's like a mystery mist type video game where you're just walking around this town as Fred, and you're just trying to figure out where the hell the City of Moons is and trying to regain your memory, and it's just a crazy, weird video game, one of the weirdest I've ever played. If you want to hear me talk about it in depth, it is episode 50 of this podcast, so please go check it out. It is a strange-ass video game, and Fred is a strange-ass character. His model, his creation is very strange. He's got very, 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 very long legs and a very short torso. So watching this man run on the Sega Saturn is hilarious. That's long and short of it, hilarity. This guy, he's got the worst dubbing of the mouth I have ever seen in my life. It is a Japanese video game that got transferred over here to North America. The voice dubbing is not very good, but it caused so much laughter for my sister and I growing up as kids. We loved it. We loved Fred. We love the awkward movements of this guy, the awkward animations, the awkward talking. Like this, just hearing this guy talk is insane. Like, just look up cutscenes of Lunacy on YouTube, watch a playthrough. The Game Grumps have an amazing playthrough of Lunacy. It is a strange video game. Fred is strange, and I love him. I absolutely love him to death. His weird little green freaking vest and his long legs, man. His long, weird legs. But I love him. All right, up next, we got a classic. We got Master Chief from the Halo series. Finish the mission, or whatever the hell he says. He's just badass, man. He's an absolute badass super soldier, created to be super badass and a super soldier. So he does exactly what he's supposed to do, and it's just, he's iconic. Like, you think of badass soldiers, you're going to be thinking about Master Chief, and he's just awesome, dude. Like, he doesn't say much. I like characters that don't have to say a lot. They speak through their actions, and the actions of Master Chief throughout the Halo franchise has been awesome. Homie freaking grabbing the bomb in Halo 2 and floating out in space to blow up the fucking thing. Like, oh my god, that was so fucking cool. Him and the Arbiter, like, going after each other, them kind of working together. Really cool storyline right there. Master Chief and Cortana, kind of strange. I'm not really going to go down that road right there, but they do what they do with that, and I just think Master Chief's just one of the coolest looking characters of all time. I grew up during, like, the major advertisement era for Halo. Halo 3 advertisements were all over the place. Master Chief on YouTube, trying to think of the was it Chief and Arbiter, I think it was called, this really ridiculously funny machinima series way back in the day on YouTube, and they used to do, like, the Microsoft Word talking thing. It was stupid. It was so stupid. Looking back on it now, it's like, wow, I could have done that and became famous, but nope, I'm not that creative. But I just love the character of Master Chief. He's cool, the music is awesome, and I love his video games, except for Halo 1, because it doesn't really stand up anymore. Up next, we have a guy that I missed out on. I ended up adding him onto the list because I've been playing his games recently, and I was like, how can I not have Marcus Phoenix on my list? Come on down, Marcus, you badass, you freaking big-footed goofball. All right, so Marcus Phoenix, again, he's kind of your prototypical badass guy. Doesn't really have a lot to say. He speaks through his actions. His actions are badass. He's blowing up people. He's taking charge of the COG. He is going face to face with the locusts, or whatever the hell they're called. And homie keeps coming up freaking blood covered, yes, but he always comes up victorious. And except for the time that his dad died and his best friend died, and yeah, but I love Marcus, the character. He is voiced by Bender from Futurama. Little Easter egg right there, but yep, it's the same person. Now listen to Marcus talk and don't tell me that you don't hear Bender anymore. So there you go. I hope I didn't ruin that for anybody, but it makes it so much better for me. I love his one-liners. Sweet. That's pretty much all he says. He says sweet a lot. Yes. And like, Anya. Love when he says Anya. Yeah, how can I forget? He always saying Anya. I freaking love this guy. We finally get to see him take the bandana off in Gears 3, and he does have hair. He's not bald, so he's even more cool. He's muscular as fuck. Now, a special shout out to other characters in the Gears. Dom, he's a badass. Of course, Augustus the Coltrane Cole. How can I forget? The guy is an absolute awesome character, but it's Marcus Phoenix for me. I'm going to go with Marcus. All right, who's up next? We got, oh, buddy. Now, this guy, this is the homie. When I go into my internal dictionary and I'm flipping through the pages and I come into the homie and I got a picture of this guy right next to it, and that is Kim Kitsuragi from Disco Elysium. This guy is the homie. Period. That guy is the man. He is one of the best sidekick characters I have ever come across. He's so intelligent. He is so funny. He's so dry. He's so witty. I just love this guy. If you have not played Disco Elysium, it is one of the greatest indie video games of all time. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it is one of the greatest gaming experiences I have ever had. I have a full Let's Play of it on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, it's over 100 parts long. It's very long. It's a long video game, but it's so unique. It's so it's one of the best written video games I have ever played. The writing is amazing. Like, you are hung on to every written word in this video game, and now you can play it fully voice acted and all that stuff. And Kim Kitsuragi has come to life, and he is one of the greatest characters of all time. He is constantly putting you in your place, telling you, don't do this, you fucking idiot, what are you thinking? But he also is a really good friend. He is also taking care of you. He's making sure you're not making an ass out of yourself. He's making sure you're not going to end up dead, and so on and so forth. You could be very mean to Kim. I do not recommend it, because you need this man, but he is the best partner you can ask for, and he's the best friend you can ask for in Disco Elysium. He is the homie. He is my best friend, and I absolutely love him. He is my PlayStation Network picture is Kim Kitsuragi, because he is just the fucking homie. I love this man. Up next, we got Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 4 / Revengeance / Metal Gear Solid 2. I have to include it because that's where he came from, and yes, Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2 is a little bitch. He is. He's an absolute little bitch, and no one likes him, and that's completely understandable. But if you follow along with Raiden and you give him another chance, when he shows up in Metal Gear Solid 4, he is the biggest badass of all time. He is a cyborg ninja, and he is breakdancing, and he is slaughtering enemies that are the size of freaking 4-story buildings, and he is fucking spinning them around with his legs and laser katanas. This guy is so cool. He looks so cool. He can slash you up with his feet. He can use a katana better with his feet than he can his hands. This guy is insane. He can do front flips. He can do back flips. He can do side flips. He can do all the flips, but he's also actually a badass. Like, why he was such a bitch in Metal Gear Solid 2 makes it all the more better when he breaks out of that shell and becomes a man, and a badass of a man at that. So it just makes everything that you got put through in Metal Gear Solid 2, all of his whining, complaining, and fuck all that. All that's gone because of what he does in Revengeance and Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, Revengeance, you don't have to play that game. I don't really recommend it because it's so damn hard. It is one of the hardest video games I have ever played, but was it ever an awesome time? And it's just filled to the brim with badass scene after badass scene. This guy chops a building in half. Like, he has a full colossal building thrown at him, and he slices it in fucking half like it wasn't anything. Like, this guy is the coolest. So I don't care what people say about Raiden. If they call him a little bitch, I'm like, you probably didn't see him in Metal Gear Solid 4, and you probably haven't played Revengeance. So if you're going strictly off of Metal Gear Solid 2, I guess fine, he's a little bitch, but you're missing the full story here. You gotta go check out Raiden in all the other games because he is so freaking cool. Cyborg Ninja, that's the coolest. All right, up next we got Bayonetta from Bayonetta. I love Bayonetta. She's one of the newer characters for me. I just got introduced to Bayonetta just a few years ago. Now, I've always been aware of Bayonetta. I remember Bayonetta coming out back in, 2010, 2009 or something like that, and the reviews were phenomenal for it, but that was another game that I stayed away from for a very long time because of how hard I heard it was, and it is a hard video game. It's not one of the hardest I've ever played, but it is tricky. It is definitely tricky. It's got some very tough boss fights, but why I keep coming back to Bayonetta is because of Bayonetta, and I mean, there's a lot of great aspects to the video games. The video games are unreal, especially Bayonetta 1. I haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet. Going to be getting to that one, but Bayonetta 1 is just loaded with amazing moments from Bayonetta. Now, if you're not familiar with Bayonetta, she is a female character. She's a witch, and she has guns on her feet, and her hair is what she wears for clothing. Yeah, so there is that. She is a little bit provocative. She's a little bit sexy, and she's not afraid to use it, and she's got so much pizzazz, bro. She is the queen of pizzazz, and I love Bayonetta. She goes through some character changes. You know, she changes up her hair in Bayonetta 2, goes for the short do. I personally prefer the long hairdo, but the short do was good too. Like, she is just awesome. She's got so much freaking flavor to her, man. She's got so much color, and my favorite word, pizzazz, and that's just what she is. She is full of pizzazz. Love Bayonetta. And you got to check out those games, man. They are some of the wildest, craziest hack and slash badass video games out there. They are so freaking cool. And they still play so good today. You can get Bayonetta 1 dirt cheap, and it will still be an incredible time, so don't miss out. Now we got some creative character stuff. So we have, this is very personal as well, because it all depends on how you create this character, what your choices are with this character. And that character, of course, what I'm talking about is Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. So Commander Shepard, that is the character that you create, and that is fully personable to you. You can create this character to be the biggest piece of shit. You can create them to be the world-saving superhuman that you want them to be. You can make them the most, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bad today, I'm good tomorrow. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing what I do in the moment. But you get to make these incredibly difficult choices in Mass Effect. You have life and death in your hands. You have the outcome of the galaxy's future in your hands here, and you can go at it in such fun ways. You could be a complete dickhead about it, just telling everybody to fuck off, it's my way or the highway or all that kind of stuff. Or you can just be the Paragon. You could be super good. It's pretty awesome. I personally really enjoy being bad. I've really enjoyed doing that recently. Now, growing up when I was a kid, I grew up on Disney movies, so I was always like, I gotta be the best that I can. But in more recent years, the last decade or so, I've really scrapped that idea. And I'm like, I'm role-playing here. I want to be a bad motherfucker. And that's what I do now. I am evil. I am making all the, I don't know what the evil choices are called in renegade choices. There you go, in Mass Effect. And it's really fun. It's really funny to see some of the people's reactions. It's way better to see Commander Shepard being a mean badass than it is to see them being a lighthearted, pushover a little bit. Mean badass Commander Shepard is pretty freaking awesome, I must admit. You make some nasty choices. You can slaughter a whole race of aliens if you want to. You can completely fuck them over and just stop them from breeding, or vice versa. You can completely fuck the world over and let them breed and just watch the world burn. So you can do a lot of really creative stuff with Shepard, and I really enjoy. Sorry, my cats are being fed right now, so that's what that noise is. So anyway, Commander Shepard, freaking awesome. Now we got Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. Just a badass. I love samurais, and this guy is the coolest modern samurai in video games that I can think of right now. I really enjoyed his character. I just thought he was so calm and cool under pressure. He is an incredible swordsman, so every fight he is in, he just looks so freaking cool. And he's one of my favorite more modern characters. I really enjoy him. I think he's cool, and I don't really have a lot to say about Jin Sakai, but I just really liked his character. I thought he was cool, and I can't wait to play Ghost of Yotai and see sadly, Jin Sakai's story is over, and we're going on to a different character, but I imagine that character is going to be really cool. I believe it is a female character as well, so that's really cool, and I can't wait for that. Up next, we have Joker from Persona 5, another character that doesn't really have a lot to say. He's a pretty shy character, but him being the first character that I got attached to in Persona, it was the first Persona game that I really got into, was Persona 5, and I loved all the characters in Persona 5, don't get me wrong. Can I name any of them? Probably not, outside of Joker and Morgana the cat. You can also shout out Morgana the cat, like Joker / Morgana, because they're kind of attached at the hip. They're partners, but I love those two. Their chemistry together, their chemistry with the other characters, the relationships that you're building with your friends, and Joker's just a badass. I love his design, his black hair and the long trench coat. He looks awesome. He's the only one that made it in the Smash. And dude, Joker is just a freaking awesome dude. I love that guy. All right, up next we got a character here, and that is Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I guess you can also say Diddy Kong Racing, but that is definitely a different Conker. So just a little side note here. Conker's Bad Fur Day was originally supposed to be a kid-friendly collectathon, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie and all the other collectathons that were on N64 at the time. But then they made a decision to go mature, change Conker into this kid-friendly, happy-go-lucky squirrel, into this drunk, smoking, swearing fucking squirrel that's just a Definitely not someone you want to look up to growing up. And literally in his first scene in the game, he's like throwing up from drinking too much beer and he's pissing all over the place. He gets kicked out of the bar and it's just a terrible situation. But this guy is freaking awesome. He is so funny and he's adorable. He's also adorable. You can't take, he's an adorable little squirrel, little red squirrel. Very cute. He's got a little coat on and I love his little swearing and it's just his mannerisms and the fact that he gets drunk all the time. He is not your prototypical character, especially when it comes to Nintendo. They have never created a character quite like Conker, so I had to put him on the list because he just stands out as one of the most unique, funniest, best characters that Nintendo's ever come up with. So thank you for giving us Conker and Conker's Bad Fur Day. Up next, we got CJ. Aw, shit, CJ. Here we go again from San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto. Almost missed this one. Almost forgot about. I do my due diligence. Like, I'll go online. I'll just check out a couple of lists of most memorable characters, just in case I missed someone. And I forgot to put a Grand Theft Auto character on there. Admittedly, Nico Bella Nico was the one that showed up on the list, but I was like, oh, I did really like Nico. Shout out to Nico. He's awesome. But for me personally, it's CJ from San Andreas. I just love this guy. I love hearing him talking to people, just interacting with the world around him is absolutely hilarious. Just being CJ is absolutely hilarious. You could turn him into a muscular beefcake, or you could turn him to a big fat ass. It doesn't matter. He's still CJ, and he's the best. I absolutely love the fact that you can kind of customize CJ, like body-wise. That's something they don't do in other Grand Theft Auto games, so that was really unique. You have a girlfriend, you can kind of do things with her, that is, you know what I'm saying, but CJ, man, he is just awesome. I love this character. He is the character, when I think Grand Theft Auto, I immediately think of CJ and the homies and all that. I love CJ. CJ is my guy, and oh shit, CJ, here we go again. Up next, we got my other homie. This was like one of the first homies I ever had in video games. It probably is the first homie I ever had in video games, and that is Frog from Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is one of the earliest games I ever played, and though he is not the first party member you get in the game, he is probably the most impactful one you get in this game. Frog is the man. He is literally a frog. He is a frog man. He is a monstrosity. He is whatever it is. But not only does he's just looks awesome. I love the design. I love looking at the character designs in the booklet back in the day when I had it and stuff like that. Don't have it anymore, that's for sure. But man, I always thought Frog was just so cool. His sword is so awesome. I just love the look of that wide blade that he has. And of course, the coup de grace, the greatest thing about Frog is his theme music. Every time I have an excuse to put in Frog's theme into one of these episodes, I always do it because I'm addicted to it. I love that song. It gives me chills every single time that I hear it. And Frog just always comes through, man. Frog is the absolute homie. He's always there for you. He is your number one ally. He is the man. I love pulling off combo moves with this guy. The tongue attack, the big frog attack. Like, come on, dude. Frog is the man. Up next, we have a character that will be on nobody's list, ever. There is nobody's list that will have this character on it because it is my personal creation, and that creation is called Marum Mensa Bonsu. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, and that is from NBA 2K16, my first ever NBA game, 2K game that I ever played, and that was the first creation I ever made. I modeled him after Shaq. I wanted to make a monster center that is unstoppable inside the paint. I cannot be stopped. I am a dunking, crashing machine. You cannot stop me. And that's exactly what Marum Mensa Bonsu was. He was a dunking, alley-ooping, just machine. He was a dominator. He was by far the funnest character I've ever created in a sports video game, and it's not even close. I have created other fantastic characters in NBA, tried shooting guards, point guards, tried it all. Nothing was as fun as Marum Mensa Bonsu dominating bitches in the paint. Like, you can triple team this guy. He's going to just jump over you and overpower you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Marum Mensa Bonsu was the best. And to come up with that name, Marum was just a weird thing that I was saying at the time. And I just wanted I wanted the longest name that I can find in the NBA library of names that they will say Mensa Bonsu was one of the longest names I could find. So boom, Marum Mensa Bonsu was created, and he is by far my favorite created character I have ever made in sports video games. God, I'll never top him. He was the funnest guy ever. Up next, we have a villain, but the greatest villain of all time, ? That is GLaDOS from Portal. Just arguably gotta be one of the funniest written characters of all time. This also goes for Portal 2. Portal 1, Portal 2, and Portal 2, she turns into a potato. She's running around. It's crazy. She's hilarious. She becomes jealous and rageful. Like, the more emotion she shows, the better she gets. Like, the more angry she gets, it's just funnier and funnier. The more jealous she gets of something, the funnier it is. And the put downs, she hates you so bad, and the stuff she says to you is so hurtful but so funny at the same time. It's amazing. GLaDOS is an all-time. If you don't have GLaDOS on your list, you probably didn't play Portal. But if you haven't played Portal, what the fuck are you doing? Go play Portal right now. I'll wait. All right, I waited long enough. Go play Portal. Portal, awesome. GLaDOS, even better. All right, so here's my first rule break. I do have another character from another video game here, a same video game that I had to because it's another one of the homies. And that is Garrus from Mass Effect. Had to put him in here. I could have taken Commander Shepard off. Arguably could have taken Commander Shepard off. Probably should have, but it's too late now. So Garrus is the homie. And to this date, one of my biggest reactions to a character was Garrus's return. Sorry, spoiler alert, Garrus's return in Mass Effect 2. When he shows up and he is Archangel, whatever his name is, that blew me away. I did not see that coming, and I jumped out of my seat, jumping for joy, like, oh my god, it's Garrus, he's the homie, because he is, he's not even, I don't know, he's just awesome, he's always got your back, he's always your number one, he's just the fucking man, he can always rely on him, he's a good shot, he's got good powers, he's a great squad mate, love Garrus, he is the homie. You can also have sex with him, which just adds some extra bonus points, so really good job there, Garrus. Alright. Up next, we got Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. Dude's a badass. He's going through the worst first day of a job of all time. In Resident Evil 2, starting his first day on one of the worst pandemics, worst day on Earth's history. The zombie pandemic is starting, and this guy is just like, I got this, dog. I got this. And he does. He just goes out there slaughtering zombies, saving lives, kicking ass, and just being badass. Saving the president's daughter, check. Fucking, I don't know what else he's doing, but he is just badass. Got a sweet-ass emo haircut, check. Can use a shotgun, check. And can do awesome battles with a knife, check. Can he smash a boulder with his bare hands? That is an axe. I have not seen Leon Kennedy do that, but Leon is the man, dude. He is the best. He is probably, I think, safe to say, the most popular character in Resident Evil. There was a lot of hype around him showing up in the latest Resident Evil video game. There's a lot of hype just in general for Leon Kennedy because he is the main character of Resident Evil 4, arguably the best video game, one of the best video games of all time, best video game in the Resident Evil franchise, probably, but dude, it's Leon. You gotta have Leon on there. He's the man. But not Ashley. She sucks. She will never be on my list, that's for sure. All right, up next we got Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. Oh, buddy. The luckiest man alive, without a doubt. So if you didn't know, in the Uncharted franchise, if you played the games before, when you get shot at, it's the screen starts to go red and stuff like that. And in the game, it looks like you're getting shot, but in reality, the creators said every shot that you apparently get hit by, it's basically a close call. The bullet whizzes right by Nate's head or just misses right by his shoulder or something like that. In the video games, Nathan is not getting hit by bullets. They're all near calls. And when you do finally get killed, that is you actually getting shot by a bullet, not close calls and stuff like that. I found that to be very, very interesting when I first heard that. And have you seen the jumps that this guy is pulling off in these games? Some of the most insane gravity-defying jumps you will ever see a person do. I know it's not real, but it's a video game. But dude, it's Nathan Drake. The guy is awesome. He is a badass treasure hunter, never stops. got the determination I have never seen on a person before, and he's definitely has some flaws. He is not the perfect husband. He is not the perfect father. He's definitely has his flaws. He's a little bit selfish at times, but man, is he ever going to take you on an adventure? He's going to learn you some stuff too. He's very knowledgeable, very smart character. He knows all the things. He always gets the puzzles solved. He always seems to know the next answer of where to go and what's hidden here, and he just always has the answers. This is a very reliable human being for the most part, as long as you're not like expecting him to show up at your birthday party on time or something like that. He may not be that guy, but if you want something cool to happen, you go follow Nathan Drake around and something cool is bound to happen. Nathan Drake, always crazy. Crazy stuff always happening to this guy. All right, up next is the major one that I almost missed. And I would have kicked myself if I missed this one. That's Arthur Morgan. Hi there, mister. How you doing there, mister? Now that is a fish. This guy's got so many amazing lines in Red Dead Redemption 2. I love this guy. Like, I absolutely, like, I was devastated. Like, I don't want to spoil what's going on in Red Dead 2, but I got devastated, man, by the character of Arthur Morgan. He is so friggin' likable. He is just the best freaking guy. I would die for this man. He's just so nice and caring and knowledgeable and just, man, he is just the best. And I love his voice. I can listen to this guy talk for hours on end and I just want more mister, and I want more fish, and I want him to say Lanny, and I want him to say anything. And like I said, man, I'd die for this guy. Like, the stuff that he does for his family, his community, and he's always just trying to make things work and make things better. And he's just and in the world that he lives in, the world of outlaws and cowboys and stuff like that, you just don't have guys like Arthur Morgan. And man, is he ever a treat. I just love him to death. And we'll just leave it at that. Arthur freaking Morgan. Hi there, mister. Up next, we got an all-time villain. I'm not going to put his person that's always beating him, but I got Bowser on my list. I love Bowser. I think Bowser is a great villain, even though he sucks at his job and he's not really good. He kind of goes for the same game plan every single time. It seems to work every time, but his plans do get foiled every single time by that Mario guy. And no, I don't have Mario on this list. I don't even know if I would have him on my next list, because I'm just never really been a big Mario. I always thought Mario was just kind of plain, like kind of a generic create a character. Like, he's fine. Like, there's nothing really wrong with him. He's just a plumber, right? So, but anyway, I like Bowser. He's this giant turtle with spikes all over him. Looks really cool. I love his just goofy attitude, especially in the movie and stuff like that. Like, I know it's a video game list, but he's goofy, and he takes things really seriously, but it's also goofy at the same time. I don't know, man. Bowser's just a goofball, and I love him for it. And he never wins, but it's also really cool when he joins you, like in Mario RPG, when you get to play with Bowser, and Bowser's inside story when you're actually playing as Bowser. I thought all that shit was really cool. Bowser is my go-to character in Mario Kart. He's one of my go-to characters in Smash. So I really have a thing for Bowser. He's awesome, and I put him on my list. And he's one of the first ones he's one of the first ones that I thought of when I created this list. So now we're going in, like, these are the guys that I thought of, like, right away when I thought of this list. Up next, we got Zagreus from Hades. Definitely one of the more recent appearances on this list, but Zagreus is the man. I love how he is one of the most charming characters on this list, if not the most charming. He is just awesome. I love his interactions with the gods, love his interactions with Hades, his father, and it is just timeless. This guy is all time. He is just got the best attitude about everything. He's always got a quick, snappy one-liner to send back at you. He's always ready for that kind of stuff. He looks awesome. I really like his character design. I love playing as him in Hades. That was my one, like, drawback from Hades 2, is that the main character, Melinoe, just wasn't as likable as Zagreus, and Zagreus is in Hades 2, but he's not a lot, and that's, like, another thing I was asking for. I was like, more Zagreus. I need more Zagreus in my Hades. He's just so likable and lovable. I just need that guy. So I had to put Zagreus on my list because he's the freaking homie. All right, up next we got probably the nicest, most wholesome, good character I have ever seen in a video game, and that is Ichiban Kasuga from the Like a Dragon Yakuza series. Dude, this guy, like, he's got the wildest spiky hair. Like, it stands out really, really a lot is how wacky his hair is. Like, no one's got hair like this guy in any of the franchise. Just this wacky hairdo that he has. And I was so nervous, too, because in Infinite Wealth, the second game that he's in, he doesn't have that hairstyle initially, but eventually he gets it back. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's the Ichiban that I remember. But this guy, especially whoever, I need to get the name of the voice actor for this guy, but the voice acting is so passionate and just so real and just, oh, it's so goddamn good. It is so good. And he brings this character to life, man, and I absolutely adore this character. He will do anything for his friends. He'll do the right thing every single time. Like, he might be a little bit of a doofus, but he's a doofus with the biggest heart of gold you've ever met, and I love him, man. He is so freaking awesome. I just wish I had like 11 Ichibans in my life that I could interact with all the time, because he is just so freaking nice and caring, and just, man, this guy is amazing. If you haven't played the Like a Dragon Yakuza games, or if you haven't gotten into Yakuza whatsoever, I understand it's a very daunting franchise. There's numerous games in it. Like, we're talking 10, 12 games plus a bunch of spin-offs and a whole bunch of stuff going on. Start with Like a Dragon, Yakuza, or start with Yakuza 0. Either one of those games, you'll be absolutely delighted. Of course, I had Kiryu on this list. Had to take Kiryu off because I was trying to, make a variety of a list, but Kiryu is also the fucking man. He is just the way more badass version of Ichiban, but Ichiban, he's just so freaking caring, man. He's just so passionate. The passion on this man is just out of control. He drinks like a fish. He's always getting these wacky situations, and you just love him. He's just that lovable goofball, and Ichiban, without a doubt, is probably my favorite character in recent video games. He is the best. Up next, we got Link from The Legend of Zelda. What do I have to say about Link? I got posters of this guy all over my gaming room. Like, he is, for me, like the most iconic character. Like, when I think of a video game character, I'm thinking of guys like Link and his green tunic, his badass master sword, and all the other awesome weapons that he has. The arrows, the mirrors, the freaking shields, the arrows, the hook shot, the fucking boomerang, the bombs, oh my goodness, this guy's just got the arsenal, and he's the biggest badass ever. This guy just time in, time out, becomes the hero of time and destroys everything, stops Ganon and kicks all the demons asses, goes through all the badass temples, even beats his own ass. It doesn't matter. He will kick his own ass and save the world. That's what Link does. And he barely gets any of the credit. He's not the name of the game. There's never been a Legend of Link video game. There's never been one of those. It's always Legend of Zelda. And who is the legend of those stories every single time? It's Link. It's always Link. And he's so badass. And oh man. And all the other games, all the games that he's been in too, all the different designs that he's been in, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, he's been around for longer than I've been around, and he is just freaking awesome, man. It's Link. I loved him in Smash. Admittedly, he was peak performance in Smash Bros. On N64. That's where Link was peak. He kind of went downhill after that because he wasn't as strong as he used to be, but Link is the fucking man. I love him. Even though, yes, he doesn't say anything, all he does is go, and stuff like that. I don't need him to say anything. Again, he is another one of the characters that speaks with his actions. And that means more to me than him saying something. So eventually he's probably going to talk to us. One of these games, he will talk to us. But for now, I'm fine with him being our silent protagonist and just being a badass. So gotta have Link on my list. And of course, last but certainly not least, number one on my list is a Solid Snake. Oh yeah, it had to be. I love this guy, Solid Snake, the biggest badass. I love his voice, David Hayter. It is what it is. He doesn't voice him anymore. He did come back and reprise his role in Metal Gear Solid 3, but man, David Hayter as Solid Snake is just iconic as hell. All the one-liners, all the moments that Snake gets himself into, the cigarettes, watching people piss themselves, shit themselves, all the fights that he has to go through, Meryl and freaking Big Boss, Little Boss, No Boss, freaking, I love Snake, man. He is the most badass, and I love his storyline throughout the games, all the way to Old Snake. Like, I got so emotional for the cutscenes that went down in Metal Gear Solid 4, man, I was a fucking mess throughout most of those cutscenes. It was a very emotional situation. Him in the cemetery there, where I thought it was all over, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just lost my favorite character of all time. And that was a huge emotional moment for me. That was a very, very emotional game. The Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4, I think, still hold as the games that have made me cry the hardest and the most. But Snake is my guy. That's my favorite character in gaming. And there we go. You gotta let me know what your favorite gaming characters are in gaming right now. Are you a Mario person? Or do you like Luigi? And I think I'm definitely gonna do another character list episode at some point. Probably not in the near future, but in the future nonetheless. Because that was pretty fun. And there's so many more characters I would like to talk about. Some huge iconic ones that I've missed. I mean, like the Lara Crofts. You got... Shit, man, there's so many. Pac-Man, fucking the Tetris blocks, shit like that. Lots of weird iconic characters that I missed and could talk about, but I can easily make another list of 25 characters that I love because there's so many amazing video games and amazing characters in video games. But I'm itching to hear what your favorites are, so let me know in the comments below on the YouTube channel. You can leave comments on Spotify as well if you'd like to, and please, go check out my YouTube channel. The link is in the description, or you can look it up on YouTube, GxGamerCast videos. I've been uploading shorts over there of my kitties, so if you want to meet my cats, I have 5 of them, and I've been trying to post a video, at least 1 or 2 every day over there of them just lounging around, doing their everyday activities, and so on and so forth. So I've been doing that. It's been a lot of fun. And what else we got going on here? New episodes. Excuse me. I just want to... trying to figure out what episodes I want to do next. Probably Infinite Wealth's coming. We got Pocopia once I get through that. We got best sequels. We got a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of lists and stuff like that I can do, so I'm not really worried about content. But if you have anything that you would like to suggest, a topic you would like me to talk about, a game you would like me to talk about, put them down in the comments. Send a comment on Spotify or anything like that. Comment on YouTube. I can talk about pretty much anything when it comes to video games, but if there's a particular game you want me to play that I haven't played before, obviously that would take me some time. I'd have to play the game and then determine if that game deserves an episode or not, because not every game has a lot to talk about. Like some of them I can only get like 10-15 minutes out of, and so on and so forth. So anyway, there we go, everybody. Another episode down, you the best. Make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around with a few friends, maybe an enemy or two. And we'll be back again with some more GX Bluff.